Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So finally, today was the day. March, what is it, 19th? Whatever today is. Um, Finally, we put this guy into action. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've had this gun for a little while now. Crap, since I think back before Christmas. So yeah, finally, not traveling due to the coronavirus, sitting at home, was finally able to get everything. If you saw the other video, the other two videos about me loading up 338 Lapua, please go watch those. Basically, I started in on this and then didn't have a shell holder, and then ran into issues priming the brass, and it was so it's starting off not you know necessarily on the best of terms, me and this whole setup. But what this is the Savage BA10 Stealth Evolution in 338 Lapua Magnum. On top, we've got the Athlon Optics Midas Tax 6 to 24, not the new one, the 5 to 25, but the 6 to 24 by 50. First focal planes, love that optic. It's the most expensive optic I've ever bought, and it performs really well. And then, of course, there's the vacuum cleaner in the background. But yeah, so just like it came from the factory on the Savage, eventually I'll get a bipod on it. But pretty much I just shoot off of bags. The little Caldwell, the little green Caldwell. I don't even think they're Caldwell. I think they're Allen. They're the Walmart brand. Yeah, they're not even Caldwell. They're the Allen brand that they sell at Walmart. So dirt cheap bags is what I shoot off of. I'll be posting a video. It'll be a real short video that Emily took. We went shooting today, and she took a video of my first shot with this thing, and it's impressive. This is an impressive round. And if you've never shot one, I've never shot anything this big. I mean, 30-06 was as large a round as I've ever shot. So, 30-06, 308. So, I mean, I've shot 450 Bushmaster and that type of stuff, but just nothing bottleneck rifle wise this large. So, yeah, pretty freaking cool. Go check out that video. It's just a real short clip, of me shooting it, I think one time, the very first shot that I took with it. But just extremely impressed. So just to give you a comparison, a side by side. So that's a 338 Lapua Magnum next to a 308. So there you go. So you can see what I'm talking about here. I think on these cases, this is 150 grain Spear Gold Dot that I'm loading up for another rifle, and I believe the powder charge goes up to 46.7 was the max. And on this guy, I didn't even load the max. I started at 97 grains and worked my way up to 101.5. So yeah, whole heck of a lot of powder, twice the powder, right? Just a little more than twice the powder than a 308. So it's a freaking monster round. That's the Spear 225 grain boat tail soft point. I was only able to get 15 rounds downrange today. I tried to get as much shooting done as I could. I finished up. You guys saw the 6.5 Creedmoor results, so I shot that. I had to shoot the rest of those groups. I also had to shoot the new 308 that I just picked up. Shot some 300 Blackout. Got Emily to shoot that so she could get comfortable with it. We shot her handgun that she got for Christmas. I mean, there was a ton of shooting, and we just didn't have a whole lot of time. Once we actually got to the range. So didn't have a ton of time to get everything in that I wanted to. So I was only able to get 15 shots with this guy. These two, don't worry about those two. I was trying to get on the box on paper with the first two. So I did the bore sight, got as close as I could. Turned out I was extremely high and to the right, so I had to walk it over and down. So then that was the last two where I was making adjustments from that shot to that shot. I made adjustments. So then I just kind of was like, all right, well then we'll just let it sit right there just above, point of aim. And so then I put these four here, and I would imagine that's probably had something to do with the fact that I ain't ever shot crap this big. Just trying to get used to the recoil of the rifle itself, because again, I was And I don't shoot prone either. So that's another thing. I shot this guy prone off of just a front bag. You'll see it in the video. It's basically, I got an ammo can laying sideways with one of those cheap bags sitting on top of it, and then a rear bag underneath the buttstock back here. That's it. And I'm just prone, just slinging some lead. So not exactly, you know, how you want to set up if you're really focusing on group size. If you're looking for how that particular combination is going to perform, not ideal. But I pulled, or that shot right there just went to the right. So I don't really think that was indicative of the group itself, or of the performance of the load itself, I'll say. That probably had shooter error in it to a point. This one I felt like I did a little bit better job, you know, really focusing in. These are 1/4-inch dots. If you saw one of the videos that I made where I was talking about sort of some reloading deals and tips and tricks and things, you can go buy these at Walmart for, God, man, they're like $1 or $2, and you get like 500 of them. I mean, that it's the best deal that you're going to come across in terms of coming up with a target. If you got a box sitting around or something, just throw a dot on there and shoot at that. So if you're shooting, you know, with that 6 to 24 by 50, those 1/4-inch dots are no problem picking them up at 100 yards. And really helps that point of aim where where you're trying to focus and really sort of aim small, miss small for those Patriot movie lovers. So yeah, so I did a little bit better there. It's still over 1 inch, but I felt like I started to kind of do a little bit better in terms of managing the recoil and getting comfortable shooting the rifle. But by that time, we were already sort of behind schedule. I had 15 rounds down the barrel. I kind of got the scope set essentially where I'm going to leave it for right now. And I needed to transition over into other stuff that I was shooting. I wanted to get some rounds down range. I had several scopes, not several, but I mean, had a few scopes that I wanted to adjust. I had to adjust because I had never shot that, the Savage 110 or the Savage 10 Stealth Evolution with that Midas tack on there. I had to, you know, get it all adjusted and walked over and dialed in. Now the Creedmoor was already set, but then the other rifle, the 308, I had to get it set up also. So there you go. That's the update on the 338 Lapua mag. I've got more shooting to do. I've got to go finish out the rest of the groups with the spear, boat tail soft point, and then from there we'll just keep rolling. So it's been very interesting already, and this is a big freaking cartridge. I mean, it took almost a pound of powder. Not almost a pound, but you know, it took a pretty good portion. It took the lion's share of a pound of powder just to load 50 rounds. So you can definitely see once you step up into something like this, cost go up quite a bit. So you're going to be burning through more powder. Your projectiles are a little more expensive on average, or a lot more expensive on average, depends on what you get. And then brass, same thing. You know, even some of your cheaper brands of brass are still not cheap because it's a lot of brass that'll be coming your way. I mean, look at that. So there you go. There's the 338. That's the update. We only got 15 rounds on target or downrange today. So there you go. Just keep following along and checking out the videos. I'm going to be releasing more and more, as much as I can at least. Especially working from home due to the whole coronavirus thing. Yeah, we got word that we're going to be teleworking next week as well. I'm trying to get as much reloading done as I can. And then, of course, I can only reload to a point or load to a point. Then it's like, well, then you got to go shoot everything. So you got to have plenty of time to do that. So then you can come back and make more content, reload more. So kind of stuck in that whole rut right now. But that's it. I appreciate it, guys. Hope y'all have a good one. And I picked up this rifle, by the way, over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. So this was something he got it in, and I saw it and I did my best. I fought it as long as I could. I believe it was like 3 weeks after I saw this thing. And I went back in there. I was like, do you still have it? Yep. And they pulled it right out, and threw it up on the counter, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. So I fought it as long as I could. But you know, if you're in need, they just got a huge Savage shipment in, I believe believe I saw them post on Facebook. And they still have ammo available for anybody that's local that, you know, everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Just stop in, say hey to those guys. You know, definitely tell them out, hey, you know, Wes, Alabama Reloader, he sent me over here. They'll take good care of you, trust me. So, all right, that's it. Hope y'all have a good one. See you next time.